3 years. Why New York? Why did you want to come back to Fifth Ave this year?
Well, I think I've used Zurich as a pre-meet for this. The legs are feeling pretty good, and to be honest, I don't know how many opportunities we get to run as cool a race as this year after year, and being able to kind of watch the crowds do their thing, and all the athletes that go before us, I think is super inspiring. And then just being in the city is really fun as well. So yeah, it's much more about the experience, and maybe put on a show for everyone watching as well. I think it's a very specific and different thing that's keeping the sport alive.
You have been going. I mean, you still have one more big year with the World Championships next summer, but this is something where you can come here, and I would assume you can just breathe a little bit differently than you do on the track.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bit more space along Fifth Ave than there is kind of in lane one, and there's going to be 20 or so of us on that start line. I think that's going to be a really different experience as well. And I think it's a relaxed effort, but it means that we can run really fast. So it's the balance.
So there's a little bit of a hum there. I might give you my mic. You've had this awesome track season this year. Mentally, though, it has got to be super hard to keep getting up. When you think back to Paris, getting that silver medal, what's your first initial thought?
I think it's a massive accumulation of I think all of us have felt it. Whenever you get a medal, it really allows you to reflect on kind of the build up, the journey it takes to get there, and it takes an absolute village of people to be able to get to that spot, and having something physical to take back to them is really meaningful. And it's fun to walk around with a silver medal and be able to bring it back to. I was able to go back to Scotland last week and bring it back to my club, and back to my parents, my team, and the coaching staff and everything. So yeah, really special. Obviously wanted to come my way with a win, but that was the result that happened, and I'm really proud of the effort I put out there.
Well, I think we can all agree you put on quite the show, and you have been a class act about it. So congratulations on everything. Yeah. So cross training. For those of you who don't know, Emma started her year and fell and ended up breaking your ankle. Let's hear about your injury a little bit.
I was 5 laps into my first race of the year and went off water jump and landed poorly and ended up breaking my ankle and getting surgery and getting a screw put in. And that was May 1st. And so this is 4 months later, and the last 4 months, while watching my peers achieve their dreams and work, have all their hard work come to fruition and be racing in the Olympics, that was actually really fun to watch, and I wasn't jealous or bitter about it, but it was certainly a new experience having watching the Olympics from my stationary bike in my living room and cheering these two on. It was weird, but I think whenever any athlete knows this, but whenever there's injury or setback, like the only thing you can control is your outlook and your output. And I certainly put in the most work I've ever put in my life. And I've been a professional runner for 12 or 13 years. So to say that I spent the last 4 months training, the most and the hardest I ever have is a lot. But I feel strong and healthy, and I'm excited to start my season. I'll do one other race after this, but I'm excited to just have a little bit of competition in 2024 and put my uniform on and have those pre-race nerves and just see what I got.
We are so excited to have you. Sam Brodel told us that you told New York Roadrunners in June that you were going to be here, and you were still just fresh off this injury. I mean, this has been on your bucket list or whatever for 2024.
It really has. When I was in the doctor's office in Vail, Colorado, and they said I broke my ankle and I can't run for 8 weeks and I can't steeple for 12 weeks, I just was looking at the calendar and was like, all right, so Fifth Ave. Joe is my husband and my coach, and I just said, Joe, okay, Fifth Ave, that's what's happening. And he was like, be patient, injuries are tricky, we don't know how things will go. So he was patient and didn't want me to rush things just to line up to this race, but that was definitely in my mind that that was the carrot for me that I said, okay, I want to be at Fifth Ave, and I want to know that I'm on that starting line, having done everything that I physically could in a safe, manageable way. But I want to know I lined up that day, having given everything I could to this recovery process. And Sam, I think, probably thought I was a little crazy, and he was like, I was like, is there room for me? I really want to race. And he was like, there's always room for you. But I think he was like, okay, Emma, like, there's always room for you, but like, we might throw you in the citizens, I might be racing the 8-year-olds hobbling along. But yeah, he found room for me in the elite field, and I think I should do well, at least, better than I think he may have expected in June.
I think he just didn't want to rush you. I mean, you've been doing some epic cross training, like 4 or 5 hour bike rides. 6-hour bike rides, listening to Taylor Swift after Taylor Swift.
Oh yeah, no, it's, if you ever have a stationary bike workout, put on the Eras Tour on Disney Plus. It's great. It's 3 hours, 3.5 hours. You might cry, happy tears. It's great. No, it's really a lot of cross training on my stationary bike, a lot of plyometrics, a lot of lifting, a lot of smart kind of return to run plans. And so I haven't put in that much ground volume of running, but I have definitely checked all the boxes of the things I needed to do to get here to feel, excited to race. And yeah, I can't wait.
What is it about Fifth Ave that's so exciting for you? Because, I mean, for someone that's been in the top 10 4 times, like, you gotta love what you do coming here.
I think Josh touched on a little bit, but one, it's a bit of an equalizer where there's 800 people to 5K people coming to race, and it's at the end of a really long track season for a lot of people. And so some people who, like Josh, are Olympic medalists, they're coming here and they're giving their last big 4-minute effort, and they're carrying that momentum. And then there's some people that maybe didn't have a great Olympic trials and kind of took some downtime and are building back up, and now they're kind of on the up and up. And so it's really just kind of the purity of racing that is really cool. Time doesn't matter. It's almost like how cross country is an exciting event to watch, where splits don't matter, time doesn't matter. It's just person versus person battling to win, and there's an energy about it also with the crowd that is really, really special, and a straight shot, you can't get lost. And I think it's just special. All the athletes, the fields are always so good, and there's a camaraderie amongst the athletes, because typically we've been on the circuit together for the whole year, and it's just, it's one of one. There's nothing like it.
Isn't it kind of, I don't know if it's sick or if it's interesting, but we all of us in this room get a kick out of running as fast as we possibly can from point to point. I mean, who goes and just shuts down Fifth Ave and then you just go and sprint as fast as you possibly can? We do.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys do it, because it's really fun.
It is so fun. All right, Emily, let's move it on to you. What a big year you've had. I mean, what is it, when you think of that, what's been your favorite part so far?
Thank you. Yeah. I guess my favorite part was probably the Olympics.
You can see it in her smile, can't you?
Yeah, I think my favorite part of the season was just getting to experience the Olympics for the first time. I had no idea what to expect, and it surpassed my expectations in every way. I think it was just, really, really special to have that dream come true. Like, every professional runner's dream is to become an Olympian, and the fact that I was able to make that happen, it's just felt like such a celebration since the trials. Celebrating my childhood dream. So. Yeah.
I gotta know, when I made my Olympic team, I put on all the gear right when I got in. Danced around and looked in the mirror, took all the pictures. What was the first thing you did when you got all of that gear?
I actually didn't open it right away because I was so excited. I just wanted to spend time with my family, so I mostly just spent it. So I went, for the 4th of July, I went to my grandparents' lake house and spent some time with my family, and what a perfect time. I just qualified for my first Olympic team, and it was right before the 4th of July, so to get to celebrate with my family on the 4th of July, I was feeling pretty patriotic, to say the least.
Pretty cool pictures that you posted. That was awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, it was just a lot of fun. I brought my medal and I had my American flag with me and just celebrating in that way. And then I opened the suitcase like a week later when I got home.
You know, it was just a few years ago. I think it was in 2021. You ran 4:17 for the 1500, and now you run 3:55. In 3 years, you've brought it down that much. Is it the team that you train with? Is it the confidence level? What do you think it is?
Yeah, it's a combination of a lot of things, honestly. I think I have a really good training situation with my team in Boston, Team New Balance Boston. And I have an amazing coach, and I think, yeah, honestly, I was a little underdeveloped in college, and I think just bumping up my volume and intensity of workouts and training like a professional runner instead of like a collegiate runner, I think it has made a big difference for me. I went from like 50 miles a week up to 80 miles a week, and so that's a huge jump, and last year was definitely a transition period with that. I feel like I was feeling just tired, so exhausted all the time. Just my body wasn't feeling great, and it took me some time to adjust and start to really, I guess, reap the benefits of the training. Yeah, but it's been a lot of different things. Also, altitude training. I've changed so much in the past 3 years. Just really tapping into all these different things like nutrition and recovery, and yeah, lots of different things.
Second time here.
Yeah.
Having run the race once now, what have you been visualizing? What are you thinking about race day?
Oh, I'm just super excited. Yeah, I look forward to Fifth Ave. I've been looking forward to it since before the Olympics. I was like, why am I thinking about Fifth Ave when I still have to go to the Olympics? But yeah, I had so much fun here last year, and I think that this race really feels like just a celebration of the season. You know, it takes the pressure off a little bit. It's super fun to be out on the roads too. I don't get to race very many road miles, so to come out here and to just run as fast as I can in a straight line for a mile, like, it just sounds like so much fun to me. Yeah, I'm hoping it goes a little bit better than last year, but yeah, it's just, I'm super excited for it.
Well, we're excited for you. Okay, Josh, last year broke the tape. Tell us about that time kick, because you had the perfect kick last year.
Yeah, I'm now reminiscing, looking at Whiteman a couple of years ago, living in my head here. Yeah, no, I mean, it's a weird process because you can see the finish line from about 600 meters out, and it just doesn't get any closer for a long time. So I was just responding to some people's kind of kicks and moves and things, and then started to try and move away with about 400 to go. But you know, maybe we'll change the tactics up this year. We'll see.
Ooh, he's always keeping us on our toes. You like to run any which way, sit and kick, lead, you'll do whatever you can do. But rumor has it, this year has been a big year for you to work on that kick. I mean, the last 200 meters and whatever distance you're running, you're really hammering it home. What can you attribute that to?
It's actually more of a strength thing. It's like unlocking a bit more of the speed. So yeah, for me it was just like, can I get stronger and maybe feel a bit more comfortable with 200 to go in any of the races. But I mean, it's only a 3.5, 4 minute race, and you know, weirdly enough, we had to run like 18-mile long runs to try and run for 3.5 minutes. But the maths doesn't quite work out on that, but that's okay. But yeah, I think that's where it's kind of come from. A bit more strength work, a bit more distance work, and then it means you can really unload on that last 200.
Yeah, Emma, when you think about the course, what do you think of? Because it's not just straight downhill. There's ups and downs in it.
Yeah, there is a small uphill, and when I was my last 1 or 2 workouts before I came here, I was doing some 300s on a paved road because the track I used was closed. And there was a little uphill, and I was like about to complain to Joe, and then I was like, okay, wait, I have to remember there's a hill. And if I'm remembering it right, Emily and Josh correct me, it's downhill, uphill, down, flat, down. Yeah, so it's really just make it to 800, and you've gotten up that hill, but then I mean, I'm not an expert, I've never won, so obviously my tactic isn't perfect, but yeah, there's a little hill from 4 to 800, and compared to Colorado hills, it's still pancake flat, but yeah, there's a hill.
Emily, will you go out and run the course today?
No.
No?
I think I remember it well enough from last year. Yeah. Yeah, it's super fun.
Yes.
I don't know. I didn't have any specific tactics last year, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't this year either. I'm just gonna literally just run as fast as I can.
Yeah.
Like, it's as simple as that, especially when, yeah, it's not super crowded. We have a lot of space, like Josh said earlier. I think, yeah, I'm just gonna send it from the gun, you know?
Send
see
it
what I
from the
can
gun.
do.
Yeah, I like it. How do you keep your composure though when you can see that finish line from that far out? I mean, you have to kind of play it a little bit safe for a little while. Just at least be patient.
Yeah, I might close my eyes, to be honest. I'm just gonna look at the ground and not try to stare at this finish line for, the last 400 meters.
Very nice. Okay, well, we're gonna do some fun rapid fire before we open it up to questions for you all, but I'm gonna have you just pass the mic down as we go, okay? So these are quick, if you can. Can you handle this?
I think so.
Okay. Here we go. These are rapid fire New York style. Central Park or Times Square? Go.
Times Square.
Central Park.
Yeah, Center Park.
Okay. You can start here and go down. Broadway show or sporting event in New York? Go.
Sporting event.
Sports.
Broadway show.
Oh, okay. Oh, I hear some yeses out there. Black and white cookies or pizza? Go.
Pizza. Black and white cookies?
Pizza.
Pizza. You know when they chocolate on one side and, well, I think it's just the frosting, right? It's just the frosting. But they're good. You can have them after the race.
Try it out.
Okay, Yankees or Mets? Go.
No idea what sport.
Baseball, Yankees? I live in Boston, but I guess I'll say Yankees.
Josh, you have a bunch of fans here. Okay. Frank Sinatra or Alicia Keys? Go.
Alicia Keys. Alicia Keys.
Frank Sinatra.
I want to hear a little bit of it. Can you sing just a little?
Yeah.
Come on, not a shank.
If the microphone was better, that's right.
Okay. Statue of Liberty or the Empire State Building? What would you
Empire
like?
State Building.
Okay.
Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
Early.
Empire State Building.
Okay. Saturday Night Live or Jimmy Fallon?
Saturday Night Live.
Jimmy Fallon.
It's another American question.
You live here for crying out
I
loud.
know, no one watches TV these days. Come on.
They will on Sunday here locally on ABC 7.
Other than watching races.
Yes.
Of course.
Okay. Subway or cab? What would you rather take?
Oh, I thought you were about to say like the foot long.
No.
Subway.
We're always thinking food. Subway.
I would say cab.
Okay. Oh, this one's a good one. Would you rather have a cockroach or a rat in your hotel room? Go.
A rat.
Cockroach.
This is fun. Okay, last one. Would you rather win Fifth Avenue Mile or just go have some fun? And you can say both.
I mean, yeah, a winner for that would be very fun.
Okay.
Winning.
Winning for sure.
I love it. Let's win. All right. Thank you all. We are going to keep you up here. We will open.
My favorite track workout for the 1500 would be probably hard 400s.
I'm gonna have the 1500 meter specialist answer this. I am about to run a mile. I love doing like 300s on short rest, like maybe 12 by 300 with 100 jog and 60.
Yeah, I mean, those would be my picks as well. If I had to pick a different one, I would say like some sort of pyramid, like 200, 400, 600, 800K, 800, 600, 400, 200. So moving up by 200 and then down by 200 is probably a good one for strength and speed.
Oh, that's good. Yes.
Since the race is only a mile, so what kind of warm-up do you do? Like a 2-mile warm-up or a 3-mile?
Yeah, I mean, I would do a 2-mile warm-up, nice and slow, and then just drills, a bit of strides, and then kind of be good to go.
I do a 3 or 4 mile warm up. Tomorrow I might do 3, and then drills, and I just treat races similarly to practice, and I warm up 3 or 4 miles before workouts and practice.
So I warm up for 20 minutes, which is usually like 2.5 miles-ish. And then drills and strides.
Anyone else? Yeah.
Let's start with Josh. So what is your exact mindset going into every race that you compete in? We'll start with you and then we'll continue with the rest of you guys.
Yeah, I mean, mindset changes kind of daily. It's kind of the way you approach a race. I mean, for me, this season was kind of, I'm here to win. It didn't matter kind of the field or pace or anything that was going on. I want to win, and it's a skill. Winning is a skill, and it's something that you can't get kind of too far away from, or else you kind of lose it for a bit. You have to get back into it. So that's kind of the mindset across the board. It's like, you know, I believe I'm the best 50 meter runner in the world, and what can I do to continue to show that?
Yeah, I think mindset changes dependent a little bit on the race and a little bit, like Josh said, on the season and even time of year. For most races, I really like to just focus on myself and like the prep I've done, and it's really like people have a lot of pre-race nerves, and I think sometimes that comes from comparison with other people and all of that, but if you know you can just line up and execute to the best of your ability, get the most out of your fitness, then you should walk away pretty proud. So I typically, my mindset is really just self-focused and thinking of what workouts I've done, doing a lot of, you know, positive self-talk, good visualization, and not freaking out about what the person next to me is doing, and just, you know, telling myself that I'm ready and I'm good and all that.
I would say for me it's similar to Emma. I usually tend to just focus on myself, and I think my main goal always is just to be better than I was before in some way, whether it be physically, mentally. I always set some small goal, trying to beat myself where I'm at, but at least pick out something that I think I can do better than last time. So obviously, like for this race, I ran it last year. I want to run a faster time, and I want to place higher than I did last year. So those are my two goals. Very self-focused. Yeah, and then it does change a little bit, I guess, depending on the meet, like the Olympics versus like, I don't know, just a rust buster, like maybe the first race of the season, you know, it does change. Your mindset changes depending on the meet, but yeah, that's one thing that's like consistent throughout the entire season.
Yeah, it's right here.
What's your favorite movie?
Oh, that's so hard. I don't watch a lot of movies. I don't have one. I really don't.
This is a documentary, but my favorite documentary is, it's a movie called Do You Believe in Miracles? And it's the story of the 1980 U.S. Olympic hockey team. It's not Miracle. It's not Miracle. I mean, that's a great movie, but it's the documentary Do You Believe in Miracles? I played hockey as a kid and was obsessed with that team, and like sent fan mail and had posters, and I could recite that movie right now. I won't, but I could. It's great if you need a little inspo. It's like 50 minutes long, and it's really good.
Yeah, I'm not a big movie guy either, but you know, I think Moana goes a long way, and when you can sing along to a movie, I think that's very special.
We're gonna hear you sing now?
But listen, if we can, maybe after the race, a couple of pints, we'll find it.
Oh, we are finding him after. Okay, who has another question right here?
Okay, so this is kind of like a funny one. If you were, because of Emma talking about Taylor Swift, if you were able to describe the Fifth Avenue mile in a Taylor Swift era, what would it be?
I'm not a big
Probably Reputation, just because it's like kind of her most intense album in New York, the streets of New York, you know, it's known to be intense. But I think a lot of race scenarios are Reputation album era, because it's just like badass, believing in yourself, not caring about what other people think, and it's like great pump up music to work out to. Do you have one? Are you a Swiftie?
I am, but I don't know her.
Okay, yeah. Reputation is the final answer.
Josh? If maybe then Emily or Josh could say, like, what is a song that you would get pumped up to run the Fifth Avenue mile?
Vigilante shit.
Okay. Josh? What song do you get pumped up to? Any song?
Oh,
We can come back to you.
I mean, I think Louis Capaldi's pretty good, very emotional. I get very, you know,
Okay.
I get very in the zone, just because, you know, the emotions are right to the forefront of the mind. But then, yeah, you can throw anything out there really, but yeah, I think, yeah, music plays a big part. It kind of just moves your emotions around. And some people race with, you let race the music down Fifth Ave or not?
I don't think you can. Can we run with music at Fifth Ave?
Yeah, I think the answer is yes. No, but no, I think, yeah, music does play a part, but it's just kind of, I normally go into the DJ X from Spotify. They'll let me know what's going on.
Oh, I love it. Okay. Do you want to come back to your pump up song, Emily?
Oh, yeah. So I thought it had to be Taylor Swift. I guess I don't have a specific song, but anything like Kendrick Lamar, Gunna, any sort of rap usually. So
Love it.
I like Taylor Swift, but I don't know if I can call myself a Swiftie.
Does this bring out the rivalry a little bit more, Emma, that she's not a Swiftie?
Oh, there's a rivalry here.
I caught my body language goes like
Oh, turning away, turning away. Yeah, right here. Come
It's
to
always some rival. Yeah, right.
So you guys all have to travel a lot for your races and your training and cross time zones. How do you best deal with that?
We'll all definitely give answers for this, but I think routine and having super good systems in place to set yourself up for success when you land. So, for example, that's on the plane. Sleeping as much as you can, hydrating, when you land, having coffee, getting, like, mentally, don't complain for a minute about how tired you are, like, don't even say it out loud, get outside, go on, you know, do my drills, go on my run, come back to the hotel, have more coffee, like, I will just force my routine the day I land somewhere into what it needs to be going forward, and it's not comfortable sometimes, but then by day 2 you start feeling normal. But I think people struggle because day 1 they just start feeling sorry for themselves, that it's like 2 a.m. at home and they just whine, and then you just never adjust.
Yeah, I think we've all got. I mean, those are all really good. I follow all of that as well. I think, you know, as soon as I get on the plane, you change your clock on your watch to the time zone you're going into. And for me, on my long haul flight over to Europe, I will do no sunlight at all. I'll put my mask on even if I'm not sleeping. And then as soon as we arrive, like, I'll open all the window shades and try and get as much sunlight as possible and get outside. I think those are kind of the big ones that we do. Sometimes we change meal times coming into it, going over. It's much easier coming back this way. And then, you know, it's just trying to stay a bit more away from the plane, really.
Yeah, I would say fake it till you make it. So when you get to wherever you're going, if you're tired, just pretend like you're not. Tell yourself you're not. Tell yourself you're excited, you're having fun. Maybe explore the city, do whatever you can to try to, just stay awake. And then I bring calm magnesium supplement with me, and I take that before bed every night. So little routines like that, like I try to do all the same stuff I do at home, and that's something that really helps me sleep no matter what the time difference is. And yeah, that's all my tips.
We have time for one more question. Right here.
Hey guys, so it's been an amazing year for everybody, and this is a great way to close it out, but what are you looking to do in the off season to celebrate an amazing year?
That's a really good question. Spend as much time with family and friends as possible, and try to book as many weekend trips as possible, and yeah, just spend quality time and rejuvenate both mentally and physically, because it definitely was a long year, and I think it's really important to just take some time off and make sure that by the time I'm starting back competing, like, the fire's completely, totally back. I'm as, like, pumped up and ready to go for the season as I possibly can be.
Yeah, I mean, they were both, like, cranking it indoors and then competed all year, so we have slightly different 2024 fatigue levels currently. I will have my off season, like, in November. I'm going to race one more time in October, and just, again, reset your body a little bit, but I don't have quite the same story as them. I like that fire is not going to go away to race for a long time, so I could race every weekend from now until next February and be excited about it, but I won't, because you have training cycles you have to respect, so I'll just get back to training.
I think in any like good Olympic year, if you're like really, you know, you're getting the races in, you're focused, and you know, it really kind of lives in our head rent free a little bit, and so there's imbalance in life with your personal life and then your training life. And so for me, it's just kind of pushing that imbalance the other way a little bit, spending quality time with family, and making sure that, you know, we're back being human a bit more again, and like everyone's saying up here, back, get the fire going again, and get the body in a good spot. And so pushing the imbalance the other way a little bit, and, you know, getting a little bit overweight.
I like that, becoming a little bit more human.
Yeah.
Well, good luck to you three. Good luck to all of you racing tomorrow, and thank you for coming out.